Welcome back to Slow Pitch City here in Dorchester, the SPO Miken Elimination Weekend. Ryan Robinson alongside things getting going here in the third. Steve will join me here in a moment. And we are into the second portion of the finals here as the Orioles need to be defeated twice here in the tournament in order for them to not win the tournament. So obviously they pick up there was a loss in the first game here to the Aftershock, picking up a 4-run win. So the Orioles will have to get right back to it. And Steve, the tournament goes long this year.
Pretty late, and this happens to be one of them. So a lot of these people live all over the province of Ontario. Some of them have 2-hour drives, some have 3-hour drives. So a lot of people are going to get home late tonight and then have to wake up early tomorrow morning and go to work. Looks like the Orioles are starting with the pitcher that they had last game, Mark Foster. Aftershock, once again, the visiting team. It's important that they get an early lead like they did last game.
Get on it here. Hey, on, here we go.
As we mentioned at the end of the last game, it'll definitely be a spot here where it's kind of argumentatively who wants it more. Play over to Wayne Parent. And Cadenhead makes the tag at first.
Lardo's now catching for the Orioles as he came up lame last game at first base. Hurt himself at the border battle earlier in the week. He's still a little bit tender, so they're going to use him primarily as a catcher. They'll go in and get on base, and they'll probably utilize their courtesy runners on Jeff.
That one's to second, to the middle infield position. Quick 2 outs here as Ryan Yakura is thrown out at first. Davey Bolt, obviously known for the fact that he can put a tag into the ball. A couple of home runs back in the first game between these two. It's going to go opposite field. It will get down. Bolt's going to look too. And a nice, well-placed hit there for Bolt. Gets one on the bags.
It seems to cool down a little bit, not a lot, but now that we're in the dinner time area, we're not right in the middle of the afternoon where the heat's the strongest.
High fly ball, left-hand side. That clears the fence into the bushes. So Pat Severin goes deep here.
Let's go.
Well, so far things are starting the same way as they did last game. Last game, Aftershock scored 8 runs in the first inning. They've already scored 2, another base hit. Not an easy thing to do, but Aftershock picking holes in the infield.
Keith Woodcock here. Ball comes in, high fly ball. That one short into left field. Takes some doing to get to it. But 3 outs and only 2 runs here in the first inning. So after the Aftershock had that big first inning in the first game, the Orioles able to limit the runs a little bit.
Nectel, with his speed, being able to track that fly ball down, had a lot of time to get underneath it as the ball was hit fairly high. So Orioles come out of the top of the first, only down a couple runs. a lot better shape than they were in the first game of this championship. We'll see what kind of lineup they have here in this game. I think it'll be similar to the last game with a few changes.
Yeah, you see Caden Head and Bruder coming in at the bottom of the order here. Very much similar through the rest. We saw those two guys come in the latter half of the first game between the two teams, so.
I can hear discussions on the Orioles side. A lot of the time the catcher is the orchestra leader, as in positioning the defense. And that's usually a senior guy who's been playing a long time, who knows the batters very well. And the Orioles are talking about playing certain guys differently than they just did.
Well, we've seen Wayne Parent quite a bit moving defense around for the Orioles.
A lot of times some guys will move on the pitch, right? They'll plant and then as the pitch is in mid-flight, they'll move to give the batter a different look.
Top of the order here, Wayne Parent. We've seen him be extremely serious. We've seen him having a little fun at times. And he's going to go opposite field. That one will cut foul.
So we'll see what Wayne does here now with 2 strikes. Got to keep it between the lines. Foul ball. Batter's out. 3rd strike foul.
Go, Wayne, let's go. 4. We go, Art.
As we've seen, Parent likes to push that ball to the right-hand side. We'll see if he makes adjustments here now with 2 strikes. Full count now here. Goes with it up the middle. That one gets through.
Same umpires on this game as it was the first game of the championship. They've just changed positions. Barry Lusker from St. Thomas on the plate.
Sitch into left field. That one will get in.
Attaboy, Robert. Let's get it moving. Come on, Robbie. Baby. Keep showing me why you're the best, baby. Keep showing me why, Jeff. Come on, baby.
Jeff Filardo stepped in as the catcher after a hard run there in the latter part of the first game between the two. Hits that ball deep to center field. That's gone for a 3-run home run. And the Orioles get a big home run here to start out the first inning.
Filardo's been playing in the division a long time, and he's been getting the gears from some of the younger teammates that have joined the team recently. And they've been saying he doesn't have the power to punch it out any longer. Well, he did so last game, and he did so just now.
And a few of them told him that was just a TV home run. Don't tell a guy who's hit a few home runs in his day that he can't do it anymore. He'll usually come back to tell you why he can. Curtis Nebel now.
It's gonna come to you.
That one hooked to the corner. He's going to have a good run at second, possibly heads up to third, and slows up at second for a hard double down into the left field corner.
Nice sweet swing, straight through. Impossible to defend. Nice double by Nebel.
Kyle Echtel up the middle. That one gets through. Nebel is going to slow up at third. Gotta think that might have been wise decision making there on the base coaches, because that ball was coming back in a quick way.
I want to remind all the viewers that here at Slow Pitch City, we're playing the Eliminations, the championships of the A Division slow pitch, the best slow pitch we have here in Ontario. The winner of the Eliminations get a berth at the Canadian Championships in 2017, which will be held in Quebec next August.
I thought they were making a change. My apologies, sir.
Something I want to point out here in today's game for anybody who's watching for the first time, the count is 1 ball, 1 strike when the batters approach the batter's box.
Frampton gets down after that ball. That one is going to go. So the Orioles getting the runs going in a big way here. A couple of home runs here in the first inning.
James Kelly up to bat now for the Orioles.
Make it 6-2 at this point. He's gonna go to your expertise in teams play here, Steve.
Yes, you did. Don't ball. Yeah, you know why? Hey, you know why he said ball? Because it was illegal. No, because it was illegal. That's why he called ball.
Bit of a debate here.
No, he called the ball because it was illegal.
Come on, Rock. Come on, Rock. Come on, Rock. Come on, Rock. Come on, James Kelly. Come on, JK.
James Kelly here at the plate. Shoots this ball over to shortstop, throw on to first.
It's illegal.
And that's the first
Clancy Jr. back there.
out.
Big game here and being that terrible. Come on, let's go. Good job, JK. All the way around here, boys. Let's everybody dig deep here. Come on.
Emotions running high here.
Well, Cadenhead only came into pinch hit the previous game, so he should be fresh.
No. Come on, Toddy. Come on, Toddy.
Hard deep shot there.
Come on, Toddy. Give me a gap. Find a hole, Todd. Right there, that hole. Let's go. Hit your hole. Give me a double. Not that one. Come on, Todd. Hey, right here, Todd. Find a hole. Find a hole. Get away on.
Pitches that are close to 6 feet, which is the minimum arc distance for a pitch, is tough for the umpires in a no-win situation. If you call it illegal, the defensive team's not happy. If you let it go, the batter's not happy.
And that one is an out. Kevin Bruder here.
Stay hot, boys.
Kevin Bruder came into the last game, hit a big home run. That one is deep and outside. A strike called there. That one's going opposite field, high to the right field side. And the third out. So 6 runs up on the board for the Orioles here as they have a big outburst with 2 big home runs here in the inning.
An odd inning for the Orioles. They score all their runs consecutively, and then 3 batters in a row get out.
A tough spot there, as you saw. Like 2 of the 3 outs there, and James Kelly and Todd Cadenhead were having a little frustration with the calls at the plate.
Intimidated umpires this weekend. Whoever's following me, let's use the biggest tournament of the year as a trial. Makes sense. Everyone must be able to smile.
Getting things going in the second inning now. We'll start with Robbie Lawrence here for the Aftershock.
Okay, so Ryan, so last game we saw Robbie Lawrence hitting, I believe, 3 home runs.
I got at least 2, and they were both in the not game walk-off, but physical walk-off fashion.
And we can see that's what he prefers to do when he comes up to bat. So let's see what happens here. He's the first batter in the inning here. He's got no base runners on. I really don't think it's wise for him to hit the ball out of the park.
He was 5 for 5 last game. 2 home runs, 2 singles, and a double. And he goes on the ground. This one to the middle infielder. Throw on to first. And he's out at first base.
Well, he did do the smart thing. Kept the ball in the infield, tried to poke it through a hole. Didn't manage to. Orioles just barely got him out at first base. Farmer I was talking to in between games, and I said it was nice to see him get into the lineup and get some hits. Big smile on his face. He goes, "Did you talk about the slump I was in?" I go, "Yeah, I did." And we kind of both laughed about it. But he feels good to finally get on base a few times.
Automatically asked you about that, didn't he?
I resemble that comment.
Farmer here now.
Lock in here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Come on, Farmer. Drive it. Hurry up. Bruce. Come on, Farmer.
Goes to the third base side. That one gets past both of the infielders. As Wayne Parent over at third tried to dive for that one, just couldn't get a glove on it. Went through both on the left-hand side. Brings up Daniel Lee.
Saw Jeff Filardo, the catcher, waving his hand, and that's what I meant by earlier, how he's orchestrating the defense. See him put his arm out. He's telling the fielders where the pitch is going, so they know where the batter is going to be probably hitting the ball.
Hard hit to center field. No tag on the play, so the runner at first, Jason Farmer, remains.
Just short, just short.
That one's in for a strike. 2-2 is the count. Inside pitch is short and high. That's going to take some doing to get to, and it will drop. Ball goes into Kelly at second.
Smart play, keeping the Aftershock runner at first base.
All right, got this one. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Brandon.
Go to the top of the order here. Brennan Beerworth. line out, but right to the shortstop, playing deep in the hole. So no runs in that inning for the Aftershock. After putting up 2 in the first, the Orioles get to go back to the bats.
So Nebo playing him smart, playing him deep on the grass. Line drive right to him. So we got the O's up. Aftershock need to hold them here. They can't let the O's open up this game where they are chasing the O's all game, because that will not be an easy task.
Drop come up there. Little drop come up there. Come on, guys, just work here. Hey, get him, get him. Sorry. Whoa, hold low in these. Sorry, guys.
So Aftershock not having the luxury in either game here in the championship of being home team. Everything is done by coin flip. It doesn't matter how each team got to this championship game.
Some will agree and some will disagree with that decision, but that is the situation at hand.
A lot of the players that are not in the lineup, or players that are on the bench and have some time to rest, are seeking shade, as this is their second game here this afternoon. Well, Aftershock's third. Aftershock's fourth, actually.
Yeah, we've seen them play quite a bit here on Diamond 1 here this afternoon. Big shot across, that one to the shortstop side, and Foster will ground out here to start the second inning. Takes it back to the top of the lineup here with Wayne Parent. Parent's calling a shot, I think again. Not that time, he crossed him up.
And that's what I meant, Ryan, by last game when I spoke of him and Jeff Filardo as two of the players in the division that have some of the highest on-base percentage. Some players just seem to be able to hit the holes better than others, and Wayne's one of them. Rob Sitch up to bat now. Sitch predominantly playing in the outfield for the Orioles, but also has played a lot of second base in his past.
Sitch, you gotta be on a tee, kid. You gotta be on a tee here. Let's go. Hey, 6-7.
That pitch comes through to Sitch. In for a strike. Full count here. Sitch hits a big ball. That one's out to left center field. Looking up and gone.
Good job, Sitch. Good job, Sitch.
Rob Sitch gets some runs on the board here for the Orioles in the second inning.
So we got Filardo coming up to bat now. His two favorite spots to hit are opposite field in front of the left fielder, or up the middle between the pitcher and the second baseman. So let's see if he chooses one of those spots.
Come on, Jeffrey.
He's definitely keeping the ball in the park this time. No base runners on. So look for him to pick one of those spots, either middle infield between the pitcher and second base, or in front of the left fielder.
Pitch is short.
Come on, Jeffrey. Come on, Jeffrey.
Gets over top of the ball here. Over to first base for the out.
Obviously mishit the ball. Easy play made.
Come on, boys.
Might have a hard time hitting because of his injury to his leg as well. Talking about Filardo.
No, it's a lot of that power comes obviously from the lower body. Curtis Nebel, there's a threw in the ball there to get a new one. Nebel leaves that one go. Big shot by Nebel. That one will drop in. So a hard hit single there for Nebel. 8 runs now in for the Orioles.
So the smart play here is to hit behind the runner. And what I mean by that is if Kyle can hit to right field, he'll move Nebel over to third. If Kyle pulls the ball, Nebel will have a hard time getting over to third base. But in saying that, Kyle Nachtel's favorite place to hit is to pull the ball to left field. So let's see if he's going to go at his comfort level or if he's going to go with a situation that may be smartest for the game. Sometimes if you try something smart that you're not comfortable with, it may result in an out. So he may play the percentages and go for his comfort area.
Necto here has that big high leg kick, overlapping grip on the bat, and then pulls the ball deep to left field. Another home run. That's number 4 on the home run total there for the Orioles, as we're only in the second inning.
Seems like the Orioles are trying to go full guns here and finish off the Aftershock in 5 innings because they're not holding back. 1 base runner on and they're still hitting home runs, which tells me that they're going everything out.
Frampton, hard shot, left center field. That too will go for a home run.
And that was hit out by accident. There's no way Frampton wanted that to go out. It just barely made it over the fence.
So that's 5 on the board. And that makes it now 11-2. Steve, a quick reminder on the, obviously the mercy rule that they're eyeballing right now. It's the 12 after the 5th is the number.
That's right, Ryan. 12 after 5 innings, and the game's over.
James Kelly here.
And that's a 12-run spread. We're talking about 12-run difference between the two teams.
James Kelly here at the plate. Now both sides are jawing at the umpire a little bit. Full count here. And Kelly's going to go right up the middle. And that will be the 3rd out here in the 2nd inning. 5 more runs go on the board, and we will take a break. The 3rd inning's next here on Rogers TV.